Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Graham Mackey, and happy Wednesday to you guys. Hope you guys are having a good week. Thanks for taking the time to check out my current events presentation. I hope you had a chance to take a look at the links that I included on the post. What I'm going to be talking to you about today is a new product that has been launched on Kickstarter. It's called the Fidget Cube. It's a great little product, and I think it touches on a lot of the topics that we've talked about in class. So I wanted to choose it as my topic of discussion for this week's presentation. Before I get too deep into what the Fidget Cube is, I'd just like to talk a little bit about Kickstarter in general. I think Kickstarter is a great platform that people like students in this class can use to get our ideas out there, get launched, get funded, and yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Kickstarter in general and some of the rules that they have and how it works, so that for those who don't know and have an idea, they are informed of what it would take to get their product launched. So Kickstarter calls themselves a public benefit corporation, and it was started in 2009 by Perry Chen, Yancey Strickler, and Charles Adler. And their business model is to collect 5% of the total amount funded from their projects, which is a great way to do it. The creative designers for different projects get the money that they need, and they give 5% to the platform that got them the money in the first place. Their stated mission is to help bring creative projects to life. They basically operate under three guidelines for umbrella guidelines for most projects. That means that the creators of the projects can fund their projects only with the money, meaning they can't just take all the money and go to the Bahamas for 2 years. The projects have to fit within 13 different prescribed categories, creative categories like art, fashion, design, film, games, technology. So there's a lot of different categories that cover 99% of all products that people probably think of. So it's got a lot of applications. And then there's prohibitive uses. So charities and awareness campaigns can't get on there and say, let's raise money for starving children in Africa or wherever. So it's for products only and not for just general charitable donations. Additionally, there's some additional requirements for product design projects. The first is you can't have any photorealistic rendering, so you can't have any like 3D imagery that shows your conceptual product. You actually have to have a picture of your product. They don't allow any genetically modified organisms. They limit the awards for the Kickstarter rewards to either single items or what they call sensible sets. In that, like, if they invent a new light bulb, for an award you'll either get in a light bulb, one light bulb, or enough light bulbs for your house. But they're not going to give you 10,000 light bulbs as an award. That's not allowed. It also requires a physical prototype and requires a manufacturing plan. So you can't just come up with an idea without a concept of how you're going to bring the product to market and expect to be successful on Kickstarter. They won't allow that. With that being said, I'm going to jump into talking about the Fidget Cube, which is still got 13 days left. And by the way, I've got zero affiliation with Antsy Labs, the creator of the Fidget Cube, or the Kickstarter campaign, or anything like that. So I'm not here to promote the product. I'm just here to discuss it. So the Fidget Cube, what it is, and you can go to the Kickstarter campaign. They've got a great video. It's hilarious. You guys should all watch it. It's a cube, about 1 inch cube, that on each face has got a different way that you could fidget with it. And it was created by these two brothers, Matthew and Mark McLaughlin. And it was created because they felt that there was a gap in the market, that they themselves liked to fidget with things, either clicking a pen or twirling your keys or something like that. And they felt that there was an inadequate supply of products that fit the needs of people who like to fidget. So they came up with this idea of some simple, plastic piece that people can keep in their pockets and bring it out during meetings or while they're doing their homework or whatever, and just fidget with it. And actually, there's a lot of psychological research that has gone into, I guess, the science of fidgeting. And what they've found is that there's this idea of something called floating attention. And what fidgeting does is it distracts what research says is that it distracts a portion of your brain that is too bored, that has become too bored, so that the rest of your brain can focus on what it needs to. So whatever you're hearing, seeing, reading, whatever you're paying attention to, your brain can focus on that while your other brain stays distracted with fidgeting. Research shows that those who fidget have increased memory and creativity. Children who fidget they actually learn faster, studies show. And also fidgeting is beneficial for people who have ADHD. So there's a lot of science that says that fidgeting is something that is good for us. So I think this is a product that it's got a great spot in the market. I think a lot of people can get on board with it. A little bit more about the product. The price point is $19. So, it's not too bad. It's not going to break the bank to go out and buy this thing and keep it in your pocket. It's got, like I said, it's got 6 sides. Each side has got a different feature on it. There's a side that clicks. It's got 5 buttons in kind of like the design of the number 5 on a typical dice, so like a little star pattern. It's got a glide feature, which is like a joystick for any console gamers out there. It's kind of similar to a joystick. It's got a flip feature, which is like a light switch. It's got what they call the breathe feature, which is it's designed after ancient worry stones. It's like a little recess that you're supposed to rub with your thumb or whatever finger you want, and it's supposed to relieve stress. It's supposed to be Eastern medicine style stress reliever. There's a roll feature, so there's 3 gears where you twist it, and then there's another little silver ball that you could roll it, and then there's a spin side where it's like a circle with a little knob or nub on it, and you twist it around in circles, and you can flip the thing around in your fingers while you're in a meeting or whatever. Click it, play with it, do whatever you want with it. And it just seems like such a simple product, and I think that's what our class has been trying to hit on, is that you don't have to invent the next iPhone. You don't have to invent Uber. I mean, go, if you want to do that, go for it, but you can start with something simple like this little, almost like a little toy, and have a chance. I mean, the Fidget Cube's funding goal was only $15,000, and they are at currently $5,600,000. So they are one of the most funded projects on Kickstarter history. for something as small as a $19 product. And they're not breaking any walls down from a technological standpoint. They're not inventing new technologies, and they're not coming out with some super efficient solar panel or anything like that. This is a simple product that has a market that people obviously want. I mean, they're throwing money at these two brothers, and the brothers have a simple, quick, and dirty production plan. They've already got they're setting up contracts with suppliers, I'm sure, somewhere in Asia, I'm assuming. But they said they're ready to basically start cranking these things out, and they'll be ready to ship December of this year. So they've got a plan. They've got momentum. They've got a great idea. They've got people on board. I think this will be a really successful product. I personally can't wait to kind of see them at the little checkout aisle, probably in like a Target somewhere. It'll probably be an impulse buy for me. So anyways, that's my presentation. I look forward to your comments, and I hope to continue the discussion with you in the future. Have a good evening, and we'll talk soon.